Hey, I'm Bill Marion at the Peaks of Otter Lodge on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and this is A Nose for Life. You know, when I first started coming up to the Blue Ridge Parkway 25, maybe even 30 years ago, I always wanted to stay on the parkway. I would say, man, I just want to get a hotel or some kind of cabin on the parkway. Well, it turns out that's kind of difficult. There are only two places that you can actually stay on the parkway. And one of them is the Piscataway Inn in North Carolina, and the other one is right here at the Peaks of Otter Lodge. The Peaks of Otter Lodge is located about 20 miles north of Roanoke. I mean, you are up here in the clouds. You are at a high elevation east of the Mississippi, I'm telling you, and it's nestled right under Sharp Top Mountain. And I plan on climbing Sharp Top Mountain later today. The lodge sits on a lake. The lake is called Abbott Lake, and yes, you can fish on this lake 30 minutes before sunrise or in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. It's kind of cool. You have to have a North Carolina or a Virginia license to fish there, and it's all catch and release, which is a good thing. That means the fish stay loaded up in the pond, ready for you to catch and then throw back in. You'll have a great time. But it's like stepping back in time when you're at this lodge. It's not just an ordinary lodge. I mean, it's like a time-traveling lodge. Now, let's not have any misunderstanding. This lodge is old school. I mean, you can see the shutter above the window air conditioner there, where used to, that was your air conditioner. I mean, or air conditioning. You had two doors, two screen doors, and you would open up the shutter and the breeze coming in at night. That's all you needed. And I'm betting that's probably all you have to have now. I bet it gets pretty cool up here, depending on what part of the country you're from. But it's nice to have an air conditioner, don't get me wrong. I'm sure their rates fluctuate like every establishment does these days. We paid under $150, which isn't bad at all. We did exceptional there. And I don't know, I'm sure it'll go up a little bit during the peak season, which is in the fall here. Everybody says the same thing. It's pretty packed out. You'll never get a room unless you try to book a year in advance. So that's something to take into consideration. Remember, there are links in the description, including here to the Peaks of Otter. Around Abbott Lake, you have this wonderful asphalt trail that is comfortable for anyone. I mean, anyone could walk this. I mean, it's accessible too. You could probably have a wheelchair on here with no problems. I mean, it's just an amazing trail, and it's so peaceful and quiet. In fact, my voice, my big mouth, is probably the loudest mouth here. Now, right now, it's not too busy. The season really kicks off around May 5th, the 1st of May. I mean, after all, we're at a pretty high elevation here, and winter just ended here a couple of weeks ago. And even if you're not staying at the lodge, you can eat at the restaurant. So let's say you're going down the Blue Ridge Parkway and you need a bite to eat. You want to check the internet before you leave and make sure that the restaurant is open when you're passing through. But you can eat at the restaurant. The restaurant's pretty awesome. They also have like a lounge area and a place that you can do weddings and things like that. It's pretty cool. Thomas Jefferson was convinced that the peaks of Otter, that means the mountains around here in this part of the Blue Ridge Parkway, were the highest in America. And of course that isn't true, but still, they're pretty high peaks. of Otter Lodge claims a heritage from a Miss Polly Woods. This is her cabin. Actually, it wasn't here. It was about 150 yards away, but it was built back in the 1800s, and this simple mountain cabin was operated as an inn, or what was called an ordinary, from about 1830 till about 1850. Miss Polly Woods, who was widowed, catered to the ordinary needs of the weary mountain traveler. She offered a comfortable bed, a hot meal, and a place to stable horses. Okay, some things that I absolutely love about this lodge. First of all, it's quiet. Now, granted, it's not peak season, but again, I'm probably the loudest mouth on the entire property. The clientele here is very mature, and they come back again and again and again. Lots of regulars. They've done some updates to the lodge. They actually have TVs now, and they didn't even have TVs until 2014-ish, I was told. And they still don't have phones in their rooms. And by the way, when's the last time you've seen a screen door in a hotel room? Wow. So dinner was great. Check out my view. This is what it's all about. This is what makes it awesome. The view, the community, everybody's out walking around, socializing. I could be back there. I've got a red chair that I'm sitting in. Why is it red? I don't know. Somebody painted it red, somebody wanted it red, and it's beautiful, and this is what it's all about. So when you come here, it's not about the fast pace, it's not about the Wi-Fi. Thank God it's not about the Wi-Fi, because if it was about the Wi-Fi, we would have issues, because the Wi-Fi here is like, It's sort of sketchy. It works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. But it's not about that. It's about what I'm experiencing right now, and I don't think there's too many places in the continental United States that can top it. You can be as good and do your thing better. Let's say you're one of our subscribers from the Deep South or the Southwest or some other hot part of the world. This is a great place to come and beat the heat. The Peaks of Otter is a wonderful place to knock 7 or 8 degrees off the temperature during the middle of the summer. It's a lot cooler up here, a lot. Hey, we interrupt this normally scheduled YouTube video to bring you some information. If you're local and live around the Skyline, or you're headed to the Skyline Drive, you know that there's been a big portion of it because of winter storms that was closed. Well, guess what? Those roads are now open. That's right, the roads are now open. So Skyline Drive is open for business, and it's still spring up here. It's getting summer quickly. Today is a normal day. It's about 65 degrees up here, but when it gets windy, it feels a little cooler. But the Skyline Drive is open, beginning in Afton all the way to Front Royal. But when you get here, you want to slow it down a little bit. Take it down a notch. This is not like the Virginia Skyline Drive where everybody's hip-happing and go fast, fast, fast. When you get here, you want to slow down, breathe the fresh air, take it easy. That's what the atmosphere is. That's what's going on here. Don't worry about your Wi-Fi speed. Don't worry about what's on television. Get outside and enjoy yourself. Again, a lot of the clientele here, they come back again and again because they like it just the way that it is. And I don't blame them. I do too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please click the like and subscribe button. My name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life. Hey, if you have time, check out some of these other videos. The Peaks of Otter has a campground, and like I said earlier, they have fishing and lots of hiking. I mean, if anything, the centerpiece of this entire property is gonna be the mountains that surround them, the 3 peaks. That's what this place is all about. So you wanna bring your hiking shoes, or at least just walk around Abbott Lake. It's worth your time, and walking around Abbott Lake, there's nothing to it. It is a joy.